Evening. So let's bring in the Republican Congressman Mike McCaul, who represents the Texas 10th District. He's a ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee as well. Congressman, it's a great pleasure to have you on the programme. Thanks for sparing us the time. I went back and I had a look today at just how effective that Tony Blair plan was. So when he was Prime Minister, he introduced 3- and 4-year-old childcare for parents in the UK, and it led to an increase in the employment rate for mums of 3%. So it's not just about providing a level playing field. It's about allowing parents to return to their jobs. It's about getting mums back to work. And that is a good thing for the economy, isn't it?
Well, I do think when it comes to childcare, it's a very popular issue if you poll that. And I think we don't know all the details of his announcement tonight. I've seen the president at the inauguration, though, seem to talk about unification of the country and bring both parties together. You know, the COVID bill passed, $2 trillion, was very partisan. That was unfortunate. We have an opportunity for an infrastructure bill that both Republicans and Democrats support, increased funding for infrastructure. I hope he goes down that path, but I'm worried he's going to choose the partisan pathway again. And then on this final issue, when it comes to health care and education and free health care and education, it will come at the cost of a massive tax increase that I think you'll see members on my side of the aisle. You know, after we passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, we had an incredible growth and job growth in this country. We believe in a pandemic economy, that this is not the right time to be doing that. And if you total up all three of these, Christian, you're talking about $6 trillion. That is bigger than the GDPs of just about every country in the world, with the exception of China and the United States.
Yeah, no, there's no getting away from that. It is an eye-watering amount. But I sort of feel you're walking a tight path here, because I want to play you a clip from CPAC just a couple of months ago. Here's Senator Ted Cruz defining what the Republican Party is today. Have a listen.
The Republican Party is the party of steel workers and construction workers and pipeline workers and taxi cab drivers and cops and firefighters and waiters and waitresses and the men and women with calluses on their hands who are working for this country. That is our party.
So, Congressman, I'm looking at the list here. Can you oppose childcare for working parents, free community college, national parental leave programs, and still claim to be the party of the blue-collar worker?
Well, and I won't scream as loud as Senator Cruz did, but I will say I do think this is the Trump legacy. And look, there are all sorts of personality issues, obviously, but what he was able to do is what Reagan did with our party, and that is reach out to the American working man and woman. And he did it pretty effectively. And I think, the Keystone Pipeline reversal hit a lot of welders and blue-collar workers in my state and across the United States. So I think, you raise a good point, and I think both parties are vying for that market share of the voters, and that is, the blue-collar working man and woman. But I know nothing is free in this country, and it's very, a chicken in every pot is as old in politics as, the beginning of my country and the nation. But it does come at a price, and it will come at the price of higher tax rates on businesses and capital gains tax increases and individual tax increases, and that will have an effect, I think, on all Americans, and it will have a negative effect on the economy, again at a time when I think we can least afford it.
Congressman, you take the lead for Republicans on China. The president is arguing tonight, his aides say, that these investments in America's economy are necessary to make it competitive with China. Are you buying that? I think we need an educated society. I think the question is, how far are you going to go with this? How much is going to be free? What do the taxes look like? We don't have all those details. But we have to be competitive with China. They are our long-term greatest national security threat. The Chinese Communist Party invested $1 trillion in their digital economy. This is artificial intelligence. This is quantum computing, 5G versus Huawei. I had a panel presentation at our retreat in Orlando, on this very issue. We have to wake up. I just had
Chairman Meeks and I just had a discussion with both Secretaries Clinton and Condoleezza Rice, and it was interesting how much in agreement they were on this particular issue, that people have now woken up to this fact after COVID, and we tried to win them over in the family of nations, and it didn't work. And they gave quite a warning to Congress today that we need to go into this challenge eyes wide open.
Yeah, similar debate on this side of the Atlantic as well. Congressman, good to have you with us on the programme. I should have asked you, have you got a ticket for the show tonight? Are you going?
I do have a ticket.
You do have a
and I'll
ticket?
be one of 40 on my side of the aisle. No, it's going to be different, Christian. Usually you have the theatrics of members standing up and sitting down, and this will be probably the most unique one I've ever attended.
Yeah, well, you're one of the select few. Enjoy it, and we'll look forward to speaking to you soon. Thanks for coming on.